Hey, there we are, Rusty. We're live. Check it out. We just went live. Hey, everybody, it's Jake and Rusty, and we're live. All right, Rusty, there's so much shit going on in the world. Do you know Russia and Ukraine are fighting, Rusty? Rusty, do you think that we should pray for Ukraine, Rusty? Do you think that we should pray for the Ukraine? Rusty doesn't seem to give a shit about Ukraine. Rusty, it's a big deal. The American government, the propaganda machine, they want us to pray for Ukraine, a country we've never been to and that we're probably never going to go to. They want us to pray, Rusty. All right, everybody, let's put our hands together. Let's bow our heads. We're going to pray. We're going to pray for the Ukraine together. Dearly beloved, me and Rusty and these people on YouTube are gathered here today to pray for Ukraine because the news told us so. I also saw some people on a freeway overpass who looked like they were paid to be there, who told me I should pray for the Ukraine. So here I am, Lord, praying for the Ukraine. I don't know why exactly I'm doing this, but the TV tells me so, Lord. And in the TV we trust. Amen. There. I did my part. I prayed for the Ukraine, and so did my dog. There, we did it, Rusty. We did our part. Everything should be A-okay now. That's what they wanted us to do. They wanted us to cheer for, have sympathy for, pray for Ukraine. So I just said my prayer, and I'm feeling really good about myself now. I care about world issues. I can't really locate Ukraine on a map, and most people can't, and it doesn't affect my day-to-day life at all, but the television said that I'm supposed to care, and I saw some people on a freeway overpass with a Ukraine flag, a big Ukraine flag, and it said, pray for Ukraine. So feel like I just needed to do my part, and wow, feels good. Feels good to do some real activism, some prayer for a country I've never been to, don't know where it is, and don't plan on ever going there. Man, I hope it all works out for those people for whatever reason. All right. Got Jonna X in the chat, says, welcome Jake, Rusty, Mod, subs, and visitors. Yeah, you forgot trolls. There's always some trolls. Forgot to welcome the trolls. Welcome, Jonna. All right, we got Rose Bellman here, says, hello, Jake and everyone. Let's see, who else do we got? Faith in the chat says, yay, hello, everyone. Fusion Density is my mods. Josh Romaine was in here early before we started. He says, what's up? What's up? Up. What's up? Yes, we still do that around here. All right. Who else is here? Hopey Dope says, yo, yo. Jess Palmer says, what's that? All right, we got Dare says, yo, yo, Jake. AP530 says, what's up? Hope you're well. All right, everybody join in the chat now. If you're just now joining us, hit some thumbs up. We got a fun stream for you today. Not a ton of topics, but we got some general run-of-the-mill worldly topics to discuss, you know, like Ukraine and Russia and all that fun stuff. We'll get into that more in a moment. But first, we need you to stroke the algorithm and slam that thumbs up button. All right, if you just here, I want to see 30 thumbs up to get us started because we got 56 people watching. So let's get about a half of you at least slamming the thumbs up button. Let's get 30 to get us started. Then we'll get rolling. All right. We're up to 28. We're almost there. Come on, guys. Let's hit 30. 30. There we go. All right. So I don't know if you guys have seen this in your hometown. If you live near a big city, then there's a better chance you might have seen this. But I went out driving. I was on my way to the casino the other day, and I saw on the freeway overpass that there was some people standing up there with Ukraine flags, and they had a big one that said "Pray for Ukraine," and they had the blue and yellow colors. And I was driving fast, and so I didn't, and I was on my way somewhere, so I didn't stop. But I'm thinking maybe they'll be there again. So I'm looking to get an interview with these people maybe tomorrow, or if they're still there. But perhaps you might have seen this in your town. But there's these people who were out there, and they're not really protesting. They're just standing there on the freeway overpass with signs that say "Pray for Ukraine." And this is in the same area where there once was BLM signs. And so there were people who had BLM signs way back when that shit was popping off. And now there's people just standing up on this one freeway overpass in blue and yellow, and they have a big, huge flag that says "Pray for Ukraine." And it got me thinking, like, are these real people that are taking their actual free time to do this? Or are these government paid shills? Are these basically like professional sign holders? You know how a company, will have somebody go out and stand on the street and wave a sign for minimum wage. Who's to say that these people aren't waving the Ukrainian flag for minimum wage or more? Got a donation coming in from Javid Ben Cosme. Says, "Hey Jake, did you see the Dave versus Professor Dave debate?" I did not watch it. I might go back and check it out, but I did hear that Agent Dave, Flat Earth Agent Dave, got his ass kicked in the debate, from what I hear, which is par for the course. You see, whenever Jaron or Dave go against any glober, they generally get their ass handed to them. And it's as if they purposely go on there and absolutely blow it. So I've seen Jaron go against Red's Rhetoric years ago and get his ass handed to him. So it's as if they show up unprepared on purpose and make themselves look like a fool on purpose. But I did hear that Flat Earth agent Dave Weiss lost the debate and looked terrible doing it. And I saw just a few minutes worth of another agent, RV Truth, critiquing the whole thing for like 6 freaking hours. Man, Flat Earth shills are pathetic. You know, one of the reasons why I haven't been on YouTube as much lately is the weather's been nice, and there's times I just want to go out and enjoy my life and forget about all this online drama and bullshit. So one of the reasons why I haven't been online as much is A, the asshole channel got a strike, so I couldn't post for a week. So I came over here and did a stream. And then the last time I tried to post on the asshole channel, the quality of the stream was terrible. They kept down throttling me. And I know my internet connection here isn't that great, but they were screwing with my stream, obviously. So I got frustrated with it and just went and did my own thing and got out and enjoyed the outdoors. Went over to the coast, took Rusty over to Santa Cruz, spent a few days on the beach. And so finally back in action now on YouTube again. And got a donation coming in from Javid Ben Cosme. Says, "You should break it down, bro. You warned them. Well, here's the thing. YouTube is doing their best to shadow ban me, and so I don't get recommended to any new viewers. And then what they do is they promote these shill channels, these agents. They promote these people, and so they get all the views. And so when they're, let's say David Weiss is in the spotlight against Professor Dave, and they're going to do a flat Earth debate, that's where all the eyeballs are going to go watch. And then when you hear RV Truth do a breakdown, you got people who, for whatever reason, follow that freaking idiot. And so when a guy like me tries to break down the actual truth to you, I'm suppressed to a few thousand views anymore. And they steal 20 to 50 subs anytime I post a video. So that's how they like try to make me feel mental anguish each time I post, is they immediately steal 20 subs. So it's not like throughout the day 20 subs gradually just unsub. No, the minute I go live, 20 subs gone, 50 subs gone. And people keep coming back and telling me, Jake, I haven't got a notification in months. I haven't heard about any of your video. Whenever you go live, they don't notify me. So basically, here's how they do it. If they want to shadow ban you, they stop telling your subs that you're going live. They stop notifying your subs that you made a new video. And then they steal your subs. So between those three things, it can cause you a lot of mental anguish. So if you don't make videos, you don't make content, you wouldn't understand how that feels. So when I look at my subscriber count at 40,000, I'm like, you son of a bitches, it should say 400,000. It should easily say 400,000. And I think I missed another super chat that just came in. Javid Ben Cosme says, warn them about the map. Oh, yeah, here's the thing. David Weiss is a shill, so he's purposely going to take the circle map into battle and get taken apart purposely. Understand? So I've warned you guys all that the circle AE map is bunk, it's garbage, and that's why all the shills use it. And David Weiss is 100% a shill. He seems to be like almost like a police officer. The dude is definitely on the government payroll, and he's making a killing with that Flat Earth app. All right, he's making a ton of money with that app. I'll bet you he's made well over 6 figures with that app. So I'll easily bet money that that dude has made a ton of dough with that app. Maybe not millions, but he's made easily over 100 G's with that app, I would bet. And again, it's a tracking app. And here's what they do anytime anyone brings up the Flat Earth tracking app. They go, "You're already getting tracked. You're already being spied on. Why would you care about this little app?" That's what they say. They don't even deny it. Every time someone asks them about the tracking app, they go, "You're already being tracked. The government's tracking you right now." That's what they say. And I guess I'm one of the only people smart enough out there, maybe some of you guys, to go, hey, just because the government's tracking us doesn't mean you should have a tracking app too with a fake map, a bunk map. But anyway, whenever I talk about this stuff, they double down, they shadow ban me twice as hard, and they remove twice as many subs. So whenever I start exposing these guys, they'll whack me for 100 subs in a day. And I have to ask myself, are 100 people really choosing to unsub from me for telling them that David Weiss is running a fucking tracking app? If so, well, then good riddance. But I'm pretty sure it's YouTube manipulation to give me mental anguish and make me second guess myself. So they constantly make me second guess myself because I see the numbers dwindling and subs being removed. But I have people confirming that they've been removed. I have people confirming that they haven't got a notification in 6 months. And so I know what YouTube is doing. Regardless that I know it's hard to stay positive on this platform and make content and feel good about the content getting out there when you know what's happened. So rather than them just shutting down my channel, what they do is they just suppress my views and remove my subs because they know that I generate money for the platform. So they like that. But what they don't want is my message to get out there to any new people. So it's a chore to work on content or spend too much time on any one video or any one project, knowing that they can absolutely bury it, demonetize it, and then even give you a strike. And so if I was to spend a week on a video and put out a barn burner like a classic, and if I spend a week on it, it would be great. But in an hour, they can decide they don't like it if I say anything that's too juicy, and they can just take down the video and give me a strike and then handcuff the channel for a week. And if you get two strikes, then they handcuff the channel for 2 weeks. And by handcuff, I mean you can't post anything. And so just fighting this beast on this platform, trying to get any real information out, is just becoming more challenging by the day. And you're seeing less and less truthers here on YouTube. But if you go off to one of these other platforms, the other platforms are not that great. They're chintzy and you don't get as much traffic. And so I can say whatever I want over on BitChute, but they don't have this awesome chat thing set up. So the platform here on YouTube, the template is great. The template of YouTube is awesome, but the way they suppress all the information, the way they promote mainstream media and shills sucks balls, and there's nothing I can do about it. And so there's times where I want to bang my head against the wall and just quit. And then there's other times where, I want to make a video just to at least get the information out to you guys. That's all I have is just you guys. They're not going to allow me to grow. Well, then I guess that's all we got. So it can be a challenge to stay motivated. What I'm getting at, to go after these shills and make content for you guys when clearly they're doing whatever they can to get rid of content creators like myself while they simultaneously promote mainstream media and shill channels. Uh, yeah, so we got some trolls in the chat. Looks like I might have to spend a minute getting rid of a few trolls. See, there's some people who hate me because I expose a guy named Spherage Svedia Gatis. So I have this channel where I troll a guy, and the channel is popular. It's getting popular, funny enough, almost to the point where it gets more views than my other channels. So I have trolls that are mad and jealous of me because of how popular I am, making fun of a guy uh, who they also don't like. It's weird. So they come over here to try and troll me over here. Eric H says RV is going on about his veganism rubbish again. Yeah, I'm going to do another video on him soon. He had two of my videos taken out because of a privacy policy, because I exposed that his name is Ben Lyashenko, and I exposed his photograph of what his face looks like. And if you want to see what his face looks like, you can check it out on BitChute. But they took down my videos from the asshole channel because he filed a privacy complaint. So when people wonder, like, oh, is Jake real or a shill? Is RV Truth real or a shill? Well, when I exposed his name and his picture, he filed a privacy complaint and had my videos taken down. So what does that tell you? I'm not the first person to expose that shillbag and liar. He also called me a Mason because I wore the number 33 when I played junior varsity high school football. So a number that was given to me for one season, he's going to call me a Mason. And his stupid audience, they're so ridiculously retarded that they just buy shit like that. And so what sucks about YouTube is there's a bunch of sheep who will blindly follow anyone or anything. And so you have a guy out there like RV Truth who can be like, Jake's a Mason. He smiled in a mocking way that Masons love to do. Give me a break. He wore the number 33. Give me a break. I mean, just give me a break. So you can donate to my PayPal now. Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. That chocolatey taste's gonna make your day. And wherever you go, you hear the people say, give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. All right. I watched way too much television when I was a child. Holy shit. So yeah, whenever I see the audience of these people and these audience grows, it just makes me realize it's like I'm fighting a losing battle. There's nothing I can do about it. People who consider themselves woke are going to go follow the RV Truth channel. It's like the dude came out and told you that the Chris Rock slap from Will Smith was fake like 2-3 days ago. I told you the day it happened, like the night after it happened, basically. I came out and told you guys it was fake as funk, did a reenactment and everything. And then like a week and a half later, RV Truth comes out and tells you it's fake. The dude is behind the curve as far as letting you know what truth is. And he's definitely a flat earth gatekeeping shill. And he's made up a bunch of lies about me. And the problem is, like I said, people just will buy into what anyone says nowadays without doing any research of their own. And so he can be like, Jake's a Mason because he smiled. And his audience is like, I always knew he was a Mason. I saw him smiling one time too. Good work, RV. You're so awesome and amazing. And he's like, oh, thank you very much. You can donate to my PayPal now. And they're like, oh, here you are, sir. So amazing. Hey, all you trolls in the chat, the fact that you don't have a life and you're sitting here watching me, a guy you don't like, means you're a fucking loser. Ha ha. You're a fucking loser. The people who like me enjoy what I do, so it makes sense that they're here. But if you don't like me and you're here just to try and troll me in my chat, means you don't have anything better going on in your life because you are a fucking loser. Ha ha. And then you channels who are anonymous don't show your face and you want to upload videos of me or upload videos of other people, yet you're anonymous and don't show your face. You're a pussy coward. You're a pussy coward, and I would kick your fucking ass in person. That's right. No matter how small you think I am, I would fuck you up, you pussy cowards. Go on over to your little anonymous channels and download my videos and keep putting them up and keep acting like you're exposing somebody. All you're doing is promoting my channel, sending people over to me. Go for it, you little pussy cowards. You work for me. I own you. You think about me all day. You wish you were me. You wish you had just this much of my talent, you little pussy cocksucking wiener bitches. Haha. Oh, your little messages are getting deleted by my mods because I'm right. You're a loser, anonymous piece of shit troll, and that's why you're here in my chat. All right, I got a donation coming in from Pierre Rivera. It says you should get on Instagram, Jake. It's less censored. You know, I know they're censoring me here on YouTube, and I know logistically, if I was to spread myself out on all these different platforms that are available, I would get more new people seeing me. The problem is, it's the time and effort it takes to do all that sort of stuff, set up all the accounts and manage all of them, and then learn how to use each new platform. Each platform's a little different, so it takes time to figure out each one and to spend the time, post something on Facebook and then go over to Twitter and then go over to Instagram and then go over to Odyssey and BitChute and here on YouTube and D Live and all these other ones. It can be time consuming. And I know that would probably help me get more new viewers. It's just the amount of time and effort it takes. There's only so many hours in a day. And so it comes down to, like, do I want to spend more time on social media behind a screen and in this office? And when the weather's getting nice, no, I don't. As when the weather's nice, I feel like just taking the dog, going for a walk, and saying, screw all this shit. So it's harder and harder for me these days to want to get on all these extra platforms to get my message out. But I know that's probably something I should do. So should I make one if I want to get the message out there? Yes. But then it's just another damn social media site that I'm tethered to that's collecting my data. So you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. Now, see, a lot of these trolls aren't truthers. They don't give a shit about truth. So all they want to do is talk shit in my chat and be a bunch of losers. So they don't actually stand for anything. They don't know what it's like to stand for something. For instance, the moon landing being fake. You guys know that I have proved that the moon landing is fake on my Jake the Asshole channel for years. I'll go toe to toe with anyone over the moon landing being fake. All right. I'm not going to debate one of these known globe trolls who's just going to turn the whole thing into a shit show. But I would go toe to toe with any regular person who's not tied back to a troll YouTube channel and easily debate them and destroy their stance. So, for instance, I stand for the truth when it comes to fake space. And there's trolls here in the chat who are here for nothing but to stand against me. So they don't stand for the truth. They don't give a shit about the truth. They give a shit more about being a loser and trolling me in my chat, a guy that they claim they don't like. So a lot of these anonymous trolls who want to talk shit about me or take my content, edit it up, and make hit piece videos about me, they don't have any truth content of their own. They don't stand for any truth. They don't debunk any government conspiracies. Oh no. They just want to be an anonymous troll with an anonymous channel who talks shit and stirs shit up. So we have to have mods for that reason, because these people do exist and they exist by the thousands. And somebody has to be paying some of these people, or they're just complete losers and they have no life. Either way, they like to muddy up a chat and they like to make a bunch of anonymous troll accounts and go around talking shit, stirring up shit. And that's like their whole life is that. And so whenever I get the chance to wipe out their comments and hide them, it feels good. And so, like I said, the template of YouTube is not a bad template. We have the power to remove these people on site. Like this one guy, 69 Fukit, just keeps trying to get in here and post crap. And he just keeps getting his messages wiped out. Javid, I put lots of stuff on BitChute. The problem with BitChute is it's a much smaller platform, and they don't have the live streaming ability. They don't have this chat style set up. So I have put all my videos that get removed or banned. I put them over on BitChute. Sometimes I post a BitChute exclusive video where I talk about stuff that's not allowed over here. But the problem with BitChute, it's like going out in the woods. You can yell and scream anything you want out in the woods, but hardly anyone's going to hear you. So over on BitChute, I'll get a couple hundred views, maybe 1,000 views, but over here, I'm going to get easily double, triple, quadruple the amount of views. So these other site, and then Odyssey's even worse. Odyssey, I'll post a video and I'm lucky to get 50 views. And so when people say, why don't you just go to this other site or this other site or this other site, what it does is it just keeps making your audience and your reach smaller and smaller. It takes time to build up your audience on each of these new sites. And so if they shadow ban you here on YouTube, it can be a pain in the ass to try and keep your presence online growing. And sadly, that's just something you just have to deal with if you're going to talk about something controversial, anything controversial. So if you want to make a channel or talk about something that's family friendly, oh, you can do that all day long. They'll reward you for that. But if you want to talk about something that's not family friendly, controversial, conspiratorial, you're going to run into a whole lot of headaches. And for whatever reason, we're still here, banging our head against the wall and fighting these dirty trolls. All right, so we'll move on from that. I know you guys, you don't want to hear too much about my troubles with YouTube and all that stuff. But as a content creator, I'm telling you guys, it is getting harder and harder on this damn site, and that's by design. And I see, Fox News YouTube channel getting hundreds of thousands of views, and I'm like, who watches Fox News YouTube channel? If you watch Fox News, you're just going to watch it on television. You're not going to go to the YouTube channel. So it's obvious that they're optimizing mainstream media and shills, and they're burying real content creators for sure. Stephen Crumley says, is RV the same person as Call for an Uprising? No, I don't think so. RV is Ben Lyashenko, and I have his face on my BitChute video about him. I posted it on the asshole channel, and like I said, he filed privacy complaints, but I don't think they're the same person, no. I've even been accused of being Call for an Uprising. So sometimes people are stupid and they'll make claims and rumors will get popular, but the truth is I exposed RV's name and his picture, and he filed privacy complaints, and YouTube took down the videos. So check them out. Jake the Shoot, and I got the link down below. All right. Yeah, sometimes people forget he was on Patty Steer's show, Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes. He was on her show promoting veganism, thanking her for being the one that inspired him to go vegan. I've got the video clip. I might just upload that next over on the A-hole channel. So I've got the clip. It's out there. You can find it. Where Russian Vids, RV Truth, goes on Flat Earth and Hot Potatoes with Patty Steer, a transformer, by the way. And he kisses her ass and thanks her for being the one that made him go vegan. He thanks a piss-drinking transformer vegan for helping him find the way. Oh yeah, shit. I totally, when I was talking and I got distracted by trolls and such, I forgot to get the info from you guys. Have any of you guys seen people in your town or on freeway overpasses with the Ukraine flags? For me to go back and scroll back that far, I'll just re-ask the question for anyone watching. I went down the freeway and I saw some people on a freeway overpass had a big giant Ukraine flag and it said "Pray for Ukraine," and it looked to me like they were paid to be there. It just looked suspect and suspicious. It looked suspicious, and it just didn't look like regular people out doing that with their free time. It looked as if they were being paid to do it. And so I'm thinking of going and trying to get an interview with these people if I can find that same freeway overpass if they're still there. I want to get an interview with these people, so maybe tomorrow I'll go check and see if they're still out there. But have any of you guys in your hometowns or any major cities seen people out and about with Ukraine stuff saying "Pray for Ukraine"? Let's see. Got a few people saying no. Some people said not. One guy, Council of Nice Ears, says not much here in London. Just very badly attended government protests. Rose Bellman says flags on people's houses in the Bay Area. Faith says none in Georgia. Huh, okay. See, I have seen in the Sacramento area on freeway overpasses when the BLM thing was hot and riots and stuff were going on. I remember seeing stuff on the freeway overpass then. So now seeing the Ukraine stuff, it just really made me wonder, like, how many people on their free time, when they're not working, are going to go out on a freeway overpass and tell you to pray for Ukraine? Like, what's in it for them? Like, do they really think that the prayers of strangers going down the freeway is going to do anything? And so, just logically, me thinking like of it from like a standpoint of like, would a regular person do that? I come to the conclusion that I wouldn't do it. Most people I wouldn't think wouldn't do it. So that's where I start wondering if they're hiring people to go on this particular overpass with this "Pray for Ukraine" sign, knowing that they're going to get thousands and thousands of people driving underneath. So it's a little bit of a mind control tactic in a major political city like Sacramento. It's my guess. Got a donation here from Dupsy Daisy, and it's a cute emoji, dancing fox emoji thing. Thank you for that dancing fox emoji thing. It's cute. I appreciate that. Rose Bellman says, I hate BLM. Faith says, I hate BLM too. They ripped off their own people. Well, it is set up by rich, crooked white guys. White. Some would even say rich, crooked Jews. Figure if I say it like that, the algorithm won't pick up on what I'm saying. It won't know that I'm being anti-Semitic. That's what I have to do to avoid censorship. I have to say keywords all funky and weird or replace them with something else. That's how we've stayed around so long. That's why both my channels are still here and haven't gotten taken out. It's because I know how to talk shit about the Jews without the computer uh, intelligence picking up what I'm doing. That's the thing about artificial intelligence. It's not as smart as my actual intelligence. That's right. In fact, as we all know, our phones, our devices are always listening to us, right? So whenever you're saying something out loud, you can expect that your phone is listening. And you might have one of these times been talking about taking a trip somewhere, and then you see on your phone later that afternoon they're recommending you hotels in the city that you're talking about taking a trip to. And you're like, holy shit, I was just talking about going to Las Vegas, and now they're recommending me rooms in Las Vegas, right? So what I do is I like to mess with the AI. I like to screw with the AI. And so sometimes I'll talk about stuff that I'm not going to do just so the artificial intelligence has to work and look up a bunch of shit that I'm not going to really do. So, for instance, I'll be like, I'm thinking about going to Zimbabwe and taking an elephant ride. And then I think I'm going to drink some ostrich juice. Right? And then later on that day, my phone's like, here's some hotels for your visit in Zimbabwe. And here's a 10% off coupon for elephant rides while you're visiting Zimbabwe. Oh, and here's a village where you can pick up some ostrich juice. And I'm like, haha, bitch, I'm not going to Zimbabwe. I was totally lying. I just made you look up some shit I'm not actually going to do. Stupid artificial intelligence. I got real intelligence, and you're just artificial. Got you looking up shit I'm never even going to do. I'm never going to go to Zimbabwe and ride an elephant. Stupid. I got you looking up shit I'm never, ever going to do. Haha, you're stupid. Artificial intelligence, whatever. I got real intelligence. All right. So back to the topic at hand with the Ukraine thing. I was like, why should we pray for Ukraine? Can anyone give me a reason why I should pray for Ukraine as opposed to Russia? It seems to me if they're going to hire people on a freeway overpass, and if the American government and its big, huge propaganda machine, mainstream media, is going to tell me that I need to care about Ukraine and I need to pray for them, a country I've never been to, in a war that doesn't affect my life, not one iota, and they want to tell me I need to pray for them? You guys, here's the thing. If I'm going to pray to the Almighty, it needs to be something that matters in my life. I don't want to use up all my prayers. It's kind of like using up your magic wishes. If you have, 3 magic wishes, you're not going to use one up on something stupid, right? So you can't use up all your magical prayer on stupid shit that doesn't matter. So there's stuff in my life that matters more to me than Ukraine or Russia or their staged war of bullshit. And so if they're going to tell me to pray for the Ukraine, my question is why? Why? Are you telling me Russia's the bad guy and Ukraine's the good guy, and the only way Ukraine can possibly win is if I pray? I don't know anyone even fighting in the war. I think it's bullshit anyway. But whether it's bullshit or not, it actually doesn't affect my day-to-day life. So it's really hard for me or anyone that I know to actually give a flying fart. To really care is damn near impossible. So you basically have to fake care. You have to be one of these people that's virtue signaling and fake care. You know what I think about the war in Ukraine? It's like, shut up, lady. You're a soccer mom and you live in the suburbs. You've never been to Ukraine. You're never going to go to Ukraine. So just shut up. I'm going to pray for Ukraine because the news told me so. And Russia is bad. Eh. Faith says, I'm praying for Russia. Yes, you just go the opposite way. So if they tell you to pray for the Ukraine, then you just pray for Russia. Please, God, blow up Ukraine. Please, Russia. Please, Putin, Lord, Savior, please blow up the Ukraine. In heaven's name we pray. Amen. Right? Now, I like George Carlin's classic joke, like, does your prayer really matter? And how much does your prayer really matter? We all like to think our prayers matter, but does every little prayer matter? Like, does every jack off with a $2 prayer book get his prayers answered by the Almighty? Like, all right, spelling test on Tuesday. You want your daughter to pass the spelling test on Tuesday? All right, okay, geez. You know what I mean? If it's God's will, doesn't God get to do whatever God wants to do? Do you get to come along with your $2 shitty prayer book and screw up God's plan? What good is being God if any little schmuck can come along and fuck up your plan with their stupid little prayer? Seems to me God's going to do whatever he wants anyway, so why bother praying in the first place? Now that, of course, I'm paraphrasing George Carlin's material. I'm not even going to act like that is my joke right there. But that's George Carlin's material, and I think it still stands true today. Very much so. So if they're going to ask me to pray for a country that I've never been to, my thing is, well, shit, I think I'm going to save my prayers for when it comes to me. You know what I mean? So it's like if one of my family members is on their deathbed, I might be like, please, God, help my family member live. You know, that might make sense for me to pray. But when it comes to like Ukraine, some country I've never been to in a propaganda war on television, fuck it. I could fall off the map completely and it won't change my day to day life. Or they could totally win and kick Russia's ass, and it wouldn't change my life either. Either way, it would all be bullshit on the world stage. So I try not to wrap myself up in these worldly affairs, especially if they don't concern me or my life at all. Now, see, when it was the boogeyman disease, the spiky ball disease, holy shit, this one was affecting us a lot more, right? This was affecting us a lot more. The Jabberooski, the Jabbalabba Ding Dong, was affecting us a lot more. But now they want us to get into a war in places none of us have been to or are ever going to go for the most part. Sorry. Not happening. So lately, as far as world news goes, I'm not the type of guy that's going to go crazy for some Ukraine Russia shit. And when I see them on the space station, the Russians and the United States astronauts, they're hugging each other, playing with objects in front of a green screen with each other. And if they truly were enemies, then why wouldn't the Russians or any enemy nation to the United States, anyone opposing the United States, why wouldn't they expose our fake space missions? Oh, it's because they're faking space too. So if all these nations are faking space and not exposing that the United States never walked on the moon, That right there shows you that they're all working together. There are no actual enemies in this world stage. We're the enemy. We, the people, are the enemy. Poor man's gold says, Amen, Jake. Amen indeed. And you know what's even more sad? You know what's even more sad? And this is going to really ring true. More people give a shit about a fake slap at the Oscars from Will Smith and Chris Rock than they do about this staged war. Think about that. A war between these two nations, right? That's all over the news. More people here in the United States care more and will dedicate more time and energy to talking about a fake slap at the Oscars between a couple of sodomite actors. Funny how that works. A loud, obnoxious black man is more famous than the two countries fighting a war of propaganda. That's right, the most famous thing I ever done was got fake slapped. And y'all motherfuckers is too stupid to know that it was fake. I called that shit out right away, like, that's fake. I've been watching pro wrestling for years when I was a kid and a teenager, and I know what it's like to be in a real fight. That is bullshit. Called it out right away. The most famous thing in my entire career is getting fake slapped by Will Smith. Got y'all talking about me around the water cooler. Well, this is what I would have done. If it was my wife, what I would have done is I would have had a private conversation with him after the awards, and I would have said, excuse me, Chris, I don't appreciate what you said about my wife. He would have never said that if The Rock was hosting. Yeah, if Mike Tyson was hosting, he wouldn't have ever said that. God, I hate these people. I want to punch these people. Oh, he wouldn't have said that if Mike Tyson and The Rock were hosting at the same time, because you know why? We know why, yes. And you're stupid for believing it and for even talking about this made up scenario. But that's what they got. So what they did was they got the world, essentially, especially us Americans, talking about a fake slap between celebrities. And people give a shit more so about that than this staged war. So you can have one country bombing another, and people are like, I don't even know where Ukraine is on the map. Oh, did you hear about Will Smith? Oh, man, I can't believe what he did. It's disgusting. Oh, it made me sick to my stomach. Oh, just can't believe it. Then you got actors like Jim Carrey trying to pretend like he was disgusted. Well, let me tell you something. I was absolutely disgusted. Let me tell you something. I was sick to my stomach and horrified and disgusted by the whole situation. Yes, sure you were, Jim. Sure, that absolutely just made you want to throw up when you saw that actor fake slap another actor. Yeah, because you're not smart enough to know what's going on in the world of the Illuminati, right? No way Jim Carrey would know anything about that. Oh, it's funny. So I'm sure some of you guys probably got in arguments with family members just by telling them it was fake. I think in my last stream, I can't remember over here on the a-hole channel, someone told me that their friends with benefits situation ended because they said that the Will Smith slap was fake and that the chick that they were screwing at the time was like, "What? No, oh, it's real. We're done." And so like someone out there decided to you know end their sex relationship over this. There's people out there probably got a divorce over this. There's people out there who like disowned their son or their mother or their father over this argument. What? You think it's okay that Will Smith slapped him? Yeah, I think it's good that he slapped him. If you say something about my wife, I'm going to slap you. Anyone says anything about anyone's wife, you should just slap the shit out of them. I can't believe you think that. How dare you? I don't want to be friends with you anymore, and I'm unfriending you on Facebook right now. Ugh. And see, I'm not even being like over dramatic. That shit happened around the country. Javid with a donation says Denzel and him and Tyler Perry calmed Smith down at the Oscars. Did anyone see that? Because Smith plays Tyler Perry. That's why I never see them together. I didn't see that part, and I can't say for sure who's playing who. But I have heard that rumor that Will Smith plays the part of Tyler Perry. But whenever it comes to this person playing the role of this person, it's hard to be for sure. But it is fun to spark the rumor mill. All right. So you guys probably have had a, a friend or a family member talk about what they would have done if they were in that situation. Well, if it would have been my wife, I would have killed that son of a bitch. That's right. I don't care. You say that about my wife, I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. Right? Everyone's got a what I would have done scenario. So I got to thinking, what would Trump have done? Right? What would Trump have done? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now. If I was at the Oscars, okay, Mr. Rock would have never laid his hands on me. Let me tell you right now, I would have looked right into his beady little eyes and I'd have said, Chris, you're fired. All right? Also, you're not going to get any Trumptricity in 2024 when I come back as president. That's what I'd have done. All right? So, not a chance in hell this little beady-eyed little scumbag would have got on stage and laid a finger on me. All right? I'd have fired him on the spot. All right? But let's be honest, I would have never hosted the Oscars in the first place because I'm far too famous to be there. All right? Hey-oh! All right. Someone said, Greg J says, your Richie from Boston is bleeding into Trump. No, Richie from Boston doesn't sound like Trump. I said, let me tell you something, people. That's Trump. Richie from Boston is, hey, YouTube, what's going on? It is April the 25th or 21st or somewhere in between. I'm not exactly sure. We've got a major problem on our hands. What we have are genetically engineered mosquitoes, all right? And they're going to be releasing genetically engineered mosquitoes around the country. And you're not going to be able to tell if these things are regular mosquitoes or if they're genetically engineered mosquitoes. And so these little things, of course, could be carrying the virus, all right, spreading disease. And so what are you going to do when the robot genetically engineered mosquitoes come for you, you're going to have to get right with God, of course. You're going to need to get right with God. You need to like, share, subscribe, or don't. And as they say, that is that. All right. And see, I actually went and watched a Richie from Boston video recently, and he was talking about these mosquitoes. And so it actually got me thinking, uh, something like that probably could exist. And I don't want to think about it too much because it'll just give me the heebie jeebies. Think about like little tiny uh, robotic controlled mosquitoes and stuff, right? Little spy mosquitoes. And they can also carry viruses and poisons and stuff and get you, let's say. Oh man, if I can think it, you better hope somebody doesn't invent it or hasn't invented it already. All right. And of course, we all know that these are puppets, these celebrities, they're puppets being told what to do. All right. They've basically got someone with a hand up their ass, an elite with their hand up their ass, making them talk and do things. So whenever you see them doing these events that they do, so at the Oscars, when you see something go down like Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, it's not something that those two guys got together and planned out. They were told to do this. These guys are puppets on strings. Like I said, there's somebody with their hand figuratively, metaphorically, up their asshole, making them speak and do these things. So Will Smith and Chris Rock didn't get together and plan that on their own accord. It was a role given to them for that night. And of course, when I look at these puppets, they don't seem any different to me than the puppets on Sesame Street. Like Elmo, right? Elmo has a hand up his asshole, and Elmo says whatever the hand up his asshole wants him to say. Could have been Elmo up there slapping Chris Rock, and the sheep would have bought it, right? People would have been talking about it at the water cooler as if it was real. Did you see when Elmo slapped Chris Rock? He had it coming, man. Hey, Elmo, I can't wait to see you in Sesame Street, the movie. I'm a loud, obnoxious black man. You keep Elmo's name out your fucking mouth. I just got slapped the shit out of by Elmo. A motherfucking puppet just slapped the shit out of me on live television. Now I'm more famous than ever. You keep Elmo's name out your mouth. All right? All right, Elmo, goddamn. All right. I'm more famous now than ever. Everybody gonna be talking about me because I got slapped by a puppet. I got slapped by Elmo. I think that would have been better. I think he would have been more famous had he got slapped by Elmo. Andy RB says, I love Elmo. You love the actual puppet, or you love when I do my impression of Elmo? If you love the actual puppet, that's a bit scary. All right, you should probably get yourself checked out. All right. Poor Man's Gold says, "Can you do Cartman like the old shitty Cartman from like season 1?" Oh my god, you guys! I like cheesy poof, you guys. Man, But man, I don't want to go to school. Like old shitty Cartman. Yeah. See, now they have software, so the South Park guys don't do the voices like they used to. Now they have software where they can talk regular and the software does the voice. So rather than having to like do an entire monologue in the Cartman voice, you can, instead you can just talk regular and then the software does the voice for you. So now even the guys who do the voices have software and technology which enables them to basically just speak regular and it'll turn it into Kyle's voice or Stan's voice. I actually have to do this the old-fashioned way, right? Jump around from two completely different voices. Elmo wants to know if you would like to go to the gym. Elmo wants to work out. Elmo wants to get buff so Elmo can go to the beach and meet hot babes. Let me tell you something. If you want to get pumped up, what you need to do is you need to take the chemical concoction, and I will give you one free chemical concoction right now in the buttocks, and you bend over right now, and I stick this chemical concoction inside your buttock right now, little Elmo. Elmo wants to be big and strong? Would this make me big and strong? Oh, indeed, it's affirmative. Affirmative that these will make you big and strong. If I stick this needle inside of your gluteus maximus, it will make you pumped up. I want to stick the chemical concoction in your gluteus maximus and it will pump you up. Right. Rose Bellman says, Jake, any opinion on the incident that happened in Sacramento? The guy who did a good breakdown of the actors involved in that psyop, News is Fake 4, I think that's his channel. Yeah. The News is Fake channel. He did a breakdown and yeah, definitely some crisis actor stuff. To me, it's like the same old shit. That's like once you've seen one, you've seen them all. So whenever they do a mass pow 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 event, a mass bang bang, and then you see the actors smiling with duper's delight, nobody's actually shedding any real tears, and then their story sometimes doesn't even make sense and is contradictory. You just chalk that one up to another psychological operation. They're just getting really sloppy with it now. They don't even put that much time and effort into it anymore. And so I recently just watched News is Fake 4 and caught his breakdown. And well, he didn't really break it down. He just showed the actors with their smiles and duper's delight and their story that didn't quite line up. One actor would say one thing, and then one actor would say something a little different, and the stories didn't quite mesh. So, yeah, I would say total psyop fake event. That's without me even doing a deep dive into it. I just with what I've found, the information on the surface level, uh, it looks fake as funk. Michael Feskins? Michael Feskins says, Crisis actors still piss me off. It's exhausting. Hating all the people going along with the lie. Treacherous snakes. Yeah, and they aren't even good. It's like all the actors that they pick all do the same shit. They smile and they don't actually cry and they flub their story. And it's as if they pick these people on purpose, or it's like they take the worst take of all, you know? Yeah, he came in the restaurant and then he like shot my mom and then he like told me to get on the floor. I was really scared. The whole thing felt like a movie. They'll say some shit like that. You're like, what? No way. No way did he shoot your family member and then you went on the news and talked about it that same day. No way. And so we have seen it happen over and over again that like showing you guys is just like, look, here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. So whenever I go to that guy's channel, News is Fake 4, he's shown so many crisis actors that it's just like, yep, another day, another actor. It's kind of like the same with the space flubs on the ISS. They screw up and flub something on the ISS footage almost every day. So over on the NASA video channel, where they upload the recent footage from the International Space Station, it's like every other day they do an event where they have stuff floating and they pose and do their flips and shit, and they always screw up something. And so it's like, do I even need to upload another video telling you guys the International Space Station's fake? Is there even a point to break it down anymore? Yet here they are every other day doing another video on the International Space Station, an event to prove they're really in space, man. It's like, why do they have to do these events where they do flips and toss shit around and play with objects if they've been up there for like 20 years? If you guys have been up there in that space station for 20 years, shouldn't the people up there by now be more focused on doing actual work, whatever it is you should be doing up there, rather than these events where you do flips and screw around with objects and answer the same question? Hi, I'm Lindsay and I'm in second grade. How do you guys go to the bathroom up there? How do you guys sleep up there? It's like they just repeat the same damn questions and answer the same damn questions and do flips and play with objects. And people are just like, wow, outer space. Neato. They don't stop for 1 second and be like, hey, why are they still doing this? Shouldn't they be working on stuff? Important space shit? How come after all these years they're still up there doing events where they have to answer questions to second graders that they answered already 50 times? I could see doing that once a year. Once a year, you do an event where you talk to the children from the space station. But it's like every other day they do some stupid event where they get in front of the green screen. They have all this unnatural body language. Like, no one stands like that. If you're really in space, you should always just be like, whoa, whoa. But they always have miraculous control. I want my hand to float away. I gotta hold it. I got a donation coming in from Rose Bellman. Says, thanks for being you. Oh, thank you very much, Rose. I appreciate that. You know, I don't know who else to be. I only know how to be me at this point. Hey, if you guys are still having fun, let's get the thumbs up over 100. Smash those thumbs up if you're having fun. And we'll keep this party rolling. In fact, if you guys want to load up a little green, we will do a ceremonial tokish of the bowl. One little tiny hit. I notice if I take one tiny hit and then I spray some air freshener that I tend to get away with smoking, but I can only do it like once in a day so that nobody notices, complains. All right, so we're going to do an ceremonial tokishi of the bolskishi, but I got to see everyone smashing the thumbs up right now. You know what I noticed today? The stream's been going smooth and they aren't cutting me in and out. Whereas the last stream I did on the Asshole channel, they kept cutting me in and out and making it all jittery and shitty. And so, just goes to show you that YouTube screws with me. All right. If you got it, load it up. It's bolskishi time. Load up that green. Just to show you guys what I'm working with. Oh. All right, cheers, y'all. Hey, and how many of the shills light up weed live with you guys? How many? All right. Oh boy. Rose Bellman says, can we do some ceremonial Mexican Chinese fusion? Right now, I don't have the loop machine hooked up. I was cleaning up my office and I unhooked a bunch of shit. And so I have the bass hooked up and I have the microphone hooked up, but I don't have the looper. So I would have to do some sort of fusion without the loop machine. Let me see if I can somehow summon the power to do what you're wanting. Some ceremonial Mexican Chinese fusion. All right, as we know, all Mexican music sounds like this. And then, of course, Chinese music sounds like this. Ching chong, ching ching chong, lick a dick, lick a ding ding dong. Ching chong, ching ching chong, lick a dick, lick a ding ding dong. So if we were to put them together, you would have something like ching chong, ching ching chong, lick a dick, lick a ding ding dong. Ching chong, ching ching chong, lick a dick, lick a ding ding dong. Yone yone, ching chong, lick a dick, lick a ding ding dong. Taco, burrito, chicka ching ching, lick a ding 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 dong. One one ine one ching chong, ching chong chong. There you go. All right. There you go. Two of the best types of music ever rolled into one. Thank you very much, Rose, for the generous donations. I appreciate that. Rose says lick a dick song. That's what she calls it, the lick a dick song. Can you please sing me the lick a dick song? That's like her favorite part of the stream. Good times. All right. What the hell else did I wanted to talk about? I feel like I missed something on my list of topics. No, that was pretty much it. I pretty much hit all the main topics I wanted to hit. So now it's just us chit chatting, you guys and me chit chatting. Faith says I've been calling it the lick a ding dong song. All right, good times. Johnny Hot says, Jake, what's your European background? On my dad's side, I'm not 100% sure, but on my mom's side, we tie back to England. So apparently, my aunt did a ancestry.com thing or whatever and found that our family ties back to England, and even found like the boat that our great whatever somebody came over on, apparently. So I don't know how true that shit is, but that's what my aunt told me, is that at least my mom's side, uh, that we came over from England. But I don't know. I was born in Modesto, California, so I'm just an American. See, when it comes to ethnicity, it's tricky because it can be like, well, is it where you're born, or is it where your mom and dad are from? Is it where your grandma's from? Is it where your great grandma's from? If you've lived in a place for long enough and you assimilate to that culture, well, then why should you talk about where your great grandma lived? You know, and so I find it to be funny when people pick and choose their own ethnicity. I've seen people be like, well, I'm a quarter Dutch, a quarter Navajo Indian, and a quarter Italian, and a quarter Portuguese. It's like, well, yeah, but you were born in Oklahoma and your parents were born in Oklahoma. So doesn't that make you American? No, because I don't want to be known as an Oklahoman American. So instead, I want to be known as quarter Dutch, quarter Navajo Indian, and quarter. It's like none of your parents were born in those countries either, dude. It's like, screw you. If now you're going to go back to when your great grandparents were born somewhere else, and then you're going to say that that's why you're Italian. I don't know, man. So I don't really like when people start picking and choosing their own ethnicity based on where their fucking great grandma lived or something. And then what if they lived there but they weren't from there? You get what I mean? It's like, so what if your great grandma lived in Germany, but your great grandma moved to Germany from Iceland? Like, so where are you really from, man? And they say that the first body was found in Africa, which I'm sure is bullshit. So according to that story, doesn't that make us all African? So the whole thing's just fucking ridiculous, really. Florida Todd says Rusty needs an Oscar Mayer. All right, we'll have Rusty make an appearance, but instead of a hot dog, we'll give him a string cheese. I just happen to have a string cheese right here. I'm sure he'll dig it. Rusty, you want some string cheese? Rusty, you want string cheese? Rusty, hey, you want string cheese? Come on. I'm gonna eat some string cheese, Rusty. Come on, come on, come on. Ugh. Rusty gonna eat some string cheese. Just take a piece right now, Rusty. Let's string it for you. We're gonna string it. We're gonna string it. Here, string. Rusty. string cheese dog. Nom. uh, he eats as a string cheese. Yay, Rusty eats a string cheese. Rusty is a good dog, and he's fucking orange, and he really is a good dog. Yeah, he's got mud on his face. Big disgrace. Somebody better put him back into his place. Rusty is a mother freaking good dog, yeah. Rusty is a really freaking good dog, yeah. Singing! All right. All right. Rose Bellman says, and everyone's Italian. Everyone's Italian. Even me, Mario, and my brother Luigi. We want to eat the pizza and rescue the princess from the castle. But there's a fucking lizard who tried to take her. Holy shit, you guys. Mario is battling the Lizard King, and we, the people, are up against the reptilians, right? Of course. David Icke says so. Holy shit, we're all Italians. We're all against the reptilians, the Lizard King, right? Makes sense. Holy shit, we learned something today. Jonna X says, does Rusty get a contact high? No, I don't usually smoke hardly ever here in the office. So I usually just go outside. So no. A dog won't get a contact high unless you're like gonna blow it directly in their face. And I don't do that. I don't get my dog high. So I would reckon no. Bobby Steele says Putin equals put in place. Hey, he's just another actor on the world stage. You know, I don't see him calling out America for having a fake space program. That's because he's involved with his country having a fake space program as well. And they're together on the International Space Station, hugging and kissing each other and jerking each other off, pretending that they're floating around in front of a green screen while they're on harnesses and in a vomit comet. So I don't see that guy as being any different than Donald Trump. I don't see him being any different than Chris Rock or Will Smith, just another actor up on the stage. So when people give these guys too much credit, oh, Putin, he's the one who saved us from the C word, right? From the con vids. Like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. He didn't come out and say that they aren't real or that it's fake. So no, he didn't. Also, over here, we don't talk about any mythical savior as far as mortal man coming to save us. So we don't talk about Donald Trump saving us. We don't talk about JFK Jr. saving us. We don't talk about Q saving us. We don't talk about shit like that because over here we like to keep it real. When I say we, I mean me. I don't know what you guys want to talk about, but at least what I talk about is uh, is that their plan looks to be going according to plan, and everything that they want to happen seems to be happening. And so, if you think somebody is out there fighting on your behalf and going to fix everything, uh, Well, you've been smoking that hopium. All right. That hopium can be addicting. It can be addicting. There's still a few that hang on to the notion that the Trump's just going to come back in 2024. All right. And he's going to be like Jesus reborn all over again. I'm going to be coming back in 2024. All right. The Trump train is going to be back on the tracks. We got derailed by Creepy Joe. All right. But we all know that last election, all right, there was some shenanigans going on. And in 2024, that's not going to happen. Let me tell you right now. I'm going to make damn sure in 2024, that's not going to happen. The Trump train is going to be back on the tracks. And did I tell you, your house is going to be running on Trumptricity, all right? It's like electricity, but much, much better. Poor man, poor man's gold says my wife's an Italian reptile. Aren't we all though? I mean, who's not an Italian reptile at this point? Javid Ben Cosme with a donation asked me if I have tried ketamine. I have not. I've heard interesting stories about it, but I have not done it. Nope. And I'm getting to the point where I'm like too old to try new stuff. I'm like getting kind of set in my ways. And now it's like I want to do less substances. I'm learning that just trying to focus on being more healthy and enjoying the life that I got left. And, you know, a little bit of these substances and in small doses at certain times, might be harmless, but eventually some of these things can lead to negative consequences if you get addicted. And uh, I'm the type of person that if I start doing something and liking it, then I'll end up doing it more and more and more, and then it becomes a new thing in my life. So, as far as trying new substances, I'm hesitant to want to go out and experiment anymore. 'Cause, I did that in my young days, and now I'm looking at it from the other perspective. Like I should probably go hit the gym instead of tampering with drugs. Rose Bellman says you are too old. Don't do it. Yeah, you know, I've had plenty of psychedelic experiences, and I don't know. I'm just not super excited about going out and trying some new stuff. But I have heard stories, some interesting stories, that it's like a cool light show style hallucination where you see lights and stuff even in a house where there's no lights going on and off. Apparently you get to see lots of flashy lights and stuff. So I've heard all sorts of interesting stuff, but haven't tried it. Are you awake? Says Ket is horrible. Oh, good to know. Trippy Wahut says the water made me gay for frogs. uh, Poor man's gold says Pfizer wants your soul, Jake. Come on, man. Well, it can't have it. Uh, Mangaka Tanaka says that Jake Gibson substances are not needed. Trust me, have been dropping my addictions. Every once in a while, I like to eat a little bit of psychedelic mushrooms because it's more natural. It's not some weird powder or whatever. And even that, there's some times where my trips will get too uh overwhelming and deep, and sometimes I don't even want to go there and I'll regret doing it. So it's not like I have a bad time. I just there's sometimes I've eaten them and then started thinking about stuff that I did back in 8th grade or whatever, like why did I do that, or why did I hang out with this person? Whatever happened to this person? Oh my god, and I start just thinking about shit that probably doesn't even matter or whatever. And so I've had a few trips uh that haven't been that eye opening to where it seems like it was more fun in my earlier years, and now as I'm getting older it doesn't always hit the mark. So I'm learning that my days of doing substances to open up my mind and try and figure out whatever it is I want to figure out maybe are coming to a close, and I just got to do it the old fashioned way. And then maybe once in a great while, you know, do that, do a mushroom trip if I'm gonna go watch a Blue Oyster Cult show or something. But it's looking like on this next half of my life, I want to start focusing more on being healthy and doing the right thing for my mind and my body, because I didn't do that in my teens and 20s and for most of my 30s. And so to look as good as I do and feel as good as I do for as many mistakes as I've made, uh, I'm thinking in this next half, I'm going to try and treat myself a little better and not look to find my peace of mind through substances like I did in my earlier years. Trippy Walnut says ketamine is epic, fractures your mind. All right, see, so we have somebody in the chat says it's horrible, and another guy says it's epic. Hey, I've heard lots of different things about all different drugs, and I've tried lots of different stuff in my time, and I'm just getting to the point now where trying shit like that just doesn't excite me a lot, because if I do like it, then it'll just end up me doing it more and more and more, and then you'll end up getting burnt out on that. So uh, Mangaka Tanaka says, Jay Gibson, I'm rooting for you. I know you can get that health you were after in your later years. Well, there's a part of me that wants to go to a gym and work out to get muscles, just specifically so that I have them to look good, so so that more women will want to sleep with me. And it's like, do I personally need to have big muscles to be like stronger, or is the only reason I want them so that more women will pay attention to me in my later years, right? And it's like that's pretty much the reason. So because that's the reason, I'm not super motivated to go do it for any reason, for health reasons, right? So as far as like working out, I'm like not so much into it for the health reasons as I would be to try and look good for to attract a partner, basically. And so I have that as motivation, because you can replace one addiction with another. And if I was to get into lifting weights and make it my new thing, I could for instance cut down drastically on the amount of weed I smoke, and and increase my workout and my stamina routine, and do a lot of awesome things with my body, I'm sure. But there's the lazy side of me that is conditioned to being a stoner and a YouTube content creator, that it's hard sometimes to go to the gym and do that shit, even when you have all the time to do it. So then I told myself maybe I'll turn that into the new. I'll just film myself at the gym and start turning it into a new part of my channel. That way, it forces me to keep at it. Faith says MGTOW, men going their own way, makes me sad and loathe modern women. Yeah, there's this new thing where there's a ton of cringe content on TikTok, and then there's a ton of dudes making fun of the cringe women on TikTok. And there's all this new lingo like you're a simp and you're an incel and you're a simping incel because you simp and you're such an incel and red pill. And so I'm so red pill that I'm alpha and I don't simp. And then there's all this like fucking lingo with dudes, and they make these videos about how cringy these women are. And I even gave it a go for a while because it was like it seemed like that's what everyone on YouTube was watching, was some form of cringy women on TikTok or some dude making fun of cringy women on TikTok. And I was seeing these people get optimized. Like these guys were just like, hey, YouTube, here's some cringy bitch on TikTok. And I thought, well, that's easy enough. Download a cringy bitch from TikTok, make fun of her, get a ton of views. I noticed when I did it, it was different because I'm shadow banned. So they basically just let me only have 2 to 5,000 views no matter what I do. So I basically still got about the same amount of views. And half my subscriber base is like, this is the funniest, awesome content you've ever done. Please don't stop doing this. And then the other half was like, Jake, why are you making fun of these poor women? Why don't you talk about the truth? And so there was this conflict when I did that red pill style content. Was the women who liked my channel were getting turned off. They're like, why are you such an asshole hating on these women? And then there were some dudes who totally agree with me in my experience on Tinder and TikTok and shit, that they're like, Jake, I love this. I love when you make fun of these Tinder bitches. Please continue doing this. And so I don't know. And then I was afraid of getting strikes on that sort of material, or these women from Tinder finding my video and uh, getting the video struck down that way somehow. And so I actually took down those vids, and they're still over on BitChute. But I went through my little red pill content creating phase, and it's just repetitive, same shit over and over again. So I'm actually burnt out on all the red pill guys. So I don't really listen to any of them anymore. I went through this phase where I listened to a lot of these red pill. She's a thoughty. She's a 304. Ditch that bitch. Leave her in the streets. All that. I went through that phase, and now I'm kind of like tired of hearing the same thing because it's just the same repetitive thing over and over again. And it seems like it's also designed to just create a further divide between men and women. Don't date. Don't go out there and date. Don't try. Trying is worthless. Just become an alpha male who has tons of money, and then you won't have to worry about it. Well, what if you're not an alpha male who has tons of money? Oh, well, then you're a fucking simping incel and you're screwed. uh, so I don't like this the way the way dating in the lingo and all of it is went. It seems like it's gotten way worse over the last few years. So it seemed like not long ago I was going on dates and getting matches and stuff. And then at some point, the matches turned into like 300-pound hippopotamus. Well, not matches, but women hitting the like button for me were turning into like 300-pound hippopotamuses and shit. It was like, what? Literally a year and a half ago, it was not like this. Like, what's going on? Well, now it's been 2, 3 years, but it seems over the last few years, all the apps like that I was on went to shit. And I'm like, okay, I know for a fact that my appearance hasn't changed that drastically since I was 36 to when I'm 38. So I know the pool can't be going down that fast. But you know what happened was the C word boogeyman came along. When this shit came along, And then this shit now you have your VAXX status on your dating app. So between the boogeyman disease coming around and then having your VAXX status on your dating app, and people like, I don't want to date you if you haven't been triple jabbed. It's a shit show. It's a clown show. So it changed quite a bit in the last few years. And I know it's not all chalked up to me just getting old. Part of it is, but part of it is definitely by design. I think they want us all to be alone and depressed. And it can be quite depressing to be alone. So I think part of the design is for these red pill channels to tell you to stop dating and that all these women are disgusting whore bags. And then you have the TikTok women who are like, all these men are terrible and you don't need to put up with these men and you deserve the best and you're a Disney princess and your Prince Charming's going to come along and treat you the way you were meant to be treated. And you just wait for that right, wonderful, amazing guy to come along and sweep you off your feet. And you don't give any of these other guys. So what they're doing, they just create this divide where the men don't want to put up with shit and the women think that they deserve nothing but a Disney prince of fucking knight in shining armor to sweep them off their feet. So now, in today's culture, guys are like, do you want to bang? I'm not taking you out to dinner. Screw you. I'm not going to spend my money on you. You either want to bang or you can get lost. And the women are like, I only want to bang Chad. Okay? I'm not going to bang a guy who's 5'10". I only bang guys who are 6'3" and above. Oh, Faith's talking about me going on tour. Yeah, I've been thinking about going and doing another tour, and I have mixed feelings. My mixed feelings about going on tour and meeting my subscribers is there's some weird people who have the propensity to show up. So I would have to have some sort of system of vetting this, to prevent people who I don't want to be there. Because if I say, hey, I'm going to be at this location at this time and let anyone show up, well, the problem is that anyone can show up. So if I'm going to do a subscriber meetup, I almost will have to do some sort of process, uh, authentication process to make sure you're an actual subscriber who isn't completely A, insane, or B, a shill. But I would like to go out on tour again and do some meetups and even some shows if possible. Now that restrictions are getting rolled back, some things that I couldn't do just like last year or even 6 months ago, the possibilities are now opening up that I could theoretically even set up a show in a few towns, maybe, and actually do some sort of live performance. But again, I if I'm going to perform live, I want it to be uh, mostly my people watching me. I don't want to perform at a regular stand up open mic for some regular crowd that doesn't know my shit. I I want to perform for a crowd that knows me and understands my material. That would be a lot more fun. I've done stand up comedy for regular crowds, and I don't enjoy it nearly as much as I do performing for a crowd that knows my shit and enjoys it. Javid Ben Cosme says ODD TV might show up. Funny you mention ODD. I always get shit building up on the side of my mouth when I talk. Funny you mention ODD TV. He hasn't been around for like the last month. I checked this channel to see if he's still doing his stream with David Weiss, and it's as if he just disappeared again. So he was gone, fell off the map, hadn't posted shit, And then he came back to do this weekly stream with David Weiss, Shillbag. And I even told you guys it looks like David Weiss is paying ODD TV to run this stream. And they brought back ODD just to do this Shillbag stream with David Weiss. So they did about 6, 7 episodes, 8 episodes, whatever. And now it's like it looks like it's done, and he fell back off the map. So my question is, why would a guy who has 300,000 subs, who could be making videos each week about lots of subjects, why doesn't he do anything? Why doesn't he make any sort of truth content? Why would he be absent for months and months, come back to do a stream each week with David Weiss, and then disappear again? Seems pretty strange. See, there's people who aren't smart enough to see through that basic shill facade right there. Like it's right there in plain sight. A guy's not doing jack shit with his channel at all, not making any truth content for a long time. He shows up with David Weiss to push the Flat Earth Friend Finder app. They do this terrible stream each week where they just talk about the same old rehash shit. And then they tell you to go over to Rockfin and pay a subscription. And that's all he does with a channel of 300,000? Just hang out with David Weiss? Seems to me you could be making videos about tons of different subjects. So just that right there shows you guys the shills of a feather flock together. And right now, who knows? Maybe he had some legal trouble, or they kicked him off the team for the moment, because right now he's not even posting anything. So his channel is just sitting dormant for the last month. So every once in a while, I'll go 5, 6 days, a week without posting a video just because I don't feel like it, or I'm out enjoying my life. But I typically won't leave you guys hanging without saying nothing for a month. The longest I went several months while I was singing back in like 2019 and 2020, early 2020. I went several months while I was singing professionally, not posting. But the minute that the C word shit hit, I was back posting damn near every other day, you know? And so I look at what people post and what they say and how active they've been, who they hang around with. And I just put all those puzzle pieces together. And it's pretty obvious to see who's the shill, who's the real deal. AP 530 says ODD fell off the AE map. Ooh, good one. Yeah, he fell off the edge of the pizza pie map. Faith says, I haven't heard but crickets from the Powerland Kingdom. Actually, he posted something like last month or so. He posted a little video clip of him and Katie's son pretending to be drunk. He's like, show us what it would look like if a grown up was drunk. And he was like, the little kid's like, and then he drank his chocolate milk and spit it up on himself. So he posted this video of his kid, and he has the comments turned off. So it was like a way of checking in and showing off their kid. I don't know. That was the last thing I saw. But yeah, he pretty much fell off. And Mark Sargent, you don't see that guy doing hardly shit anymore. So what they did is they turned Dave Weiss into the new Mark Sargent. It used to be Mark Sargent did all the interviews for Flat Earth. And whenever the news came knocking, Mark Sargent was there to do the interview. And if you wanted to make a documentary, well, then you would go get Nathan Thompson to act like a stooge, an idiot. And so there was a template that they had, and they would always reuse the same people. And now it's as if they've worked Mark and Patty out of the story and pushed them aside. And now they've brought Dave Weiss to the forefront, and he's the one basically running the show. He seems to be like the money man in charge now, or at least the lead puppet. Faith says, I think ODD is in jail. Well, I went to the last stream, and see, here's the crazy thing. See, I just do basic research sometimes, and the most basic of research will tell you a lot of things, or you can at least uh, come up with possibilities that are most likely true just by looking at their recent content, just watching some of it. And so the recent stream that they did, they had Eddie Bravo on as a guest, and between David Weiss, ODD, and Eddie Bravo, that's a lot of online followers and subscribers from all their different um, social media accounts. So you would figure that something like that would get a ton of views, and it only got like 15,000 plays. And so ODD, David Weiss, and Eddie Bravo in their last stream together didn't even move the meter that much, right? So back in the day, that would have got like over 100,000 plays, and now it only got like 15,000. So maybe they just weren't getting the views that they wanted. Maybe they weren't getting the traction that they thought that they were going to get. Uh, but at some point, they just stopped, and it was like a month ago. They just stopped doing their stream, and uh, you can look in the comments. People are like, "Where the hell have you been?" And there's even people saying that one of his albums or a few of his albums have been pulled off of Spotify or whatever. Uh, so who knows? He's MIA at this point. So the guy was MIA, came back to do the stream with Weiss. Now he's MIA again. Worth noting. Trippy was just making a funny comment. He wasn't. I don't think he was being an asshole. He said he liked the stream before it started. A lot of my hardcore subs will hit the like button on the stream before it starts. So I think he was making a good remark, Faith. I don't think he was making a smart ass remark. Sorry about that, dude. Every once in a while, the mods get it wrong. It shocks me how many followers some of these shills have, uh, and I know that their channels are artificially inflated. However, there are people who follow some of these shills, and I can't understand, how somebody can get behind these people and not see through the facade. To me, it's like it's so obvious. It's as obvious as the fake moon landing, right? It's as obvious as the International Space Station being fake. It's obvious that there are flat Earth gatekeeping shills, and that their content is not about discovering any actual flat Earth truth, but gatekeeping the subject and keeping it stuck on that blue frisbee map while they get served in fake debates by Globe Cup channels. They participate in mainstream media interviews where they make the subject look like bullshit. They'll do hit piece documentaries, make the subject look like bullshit. So anytime you just doubt the Earth being anything other than a spinning ball, uh, people have made up their minds on the subject due to a lot of these shill characters who've drugged this subject into the mud. And I can't do anything to fix that, even by telling people about it. I can't fix it. And there's always going to be people who follow Jaren and watch the Baby Truther show for whatever reason. There's always going to be people that follow these gatekeepers. There's people who religiously will watch Richie from Boston and religiously watch Brian High Impact Flicks with his bag of collagen powder. Hi guys, let me tell you about the five types of collagen that you need for your body. And I can't for the life of me figure out why, so few of us can see that we're surrounded by gatekeepers. And there's a channel like mine, one of the very few that calls them out, and I get a lot of backlash from that, of course. And so there's very few people who are going to dedicate their time and energy into pointing out the gatekeepers and the shills around these subjects. But if you don't, then these subjects indeed get gate kept, and by gatekeeping it, they basically uh, keep the subject confined to these smaller circles, while at the same time controlling the mainstream narrative of how the world views these circles of people that are controlled. So there was a time where I thought maybe I could get on TV or mainstream media and talk about the flat earth. And now I've learned my lesson that they aren't going to let a guy like me on there. And if it did, it would be a hit piece against me. And they would chop up and cut up the interview to make me look bad. So I would know better than to even try to go on mainstream media in the first place. And I know at the same time they won't want a guy like me. Whereas when I first got started making videos, I thought, well, yeah, maybe I could get uh, on a major radio show or on a television interview, and I could talk about the flat Earth, right? So you learn over time. Uh, you live and learn, and through trial and error, lots of error, I've learned there definitely are gatekeeping shills who are definitely being paid by the government. Shills are real; they aren't made up. And no, I'm not one of them. I'm one of the last remaining dudes with a YouTube channel just trying to talk about what I think is going on out there. Are You Awake says the shill live streams are all boringly the same, even when 8 hours. Let's do 8 hours, Jake. Well, I'm not going to do 8 hours. I'm getting tired as it is. We're going to wrap up here in not too long. But I definitely saw RV Truth do 7 hours with Vegan Warrior in an app. Well, I didn't watch it, but I saw that he did like a 7 hour stream, and I was like, holy God, who in their right mind could watch that? And then recently he did a 5 hour stream, 5.5, 6 hour stream against David Weiss. And it's like, oh God, that would put me to sleep in 5, 6 minutes. And see, the funny thing is they both use the pizza pie map. So they're both shill bags. You got one shill bag calling out another shill bag for losing a flat earth debate. It's like, why don't you go do the flat earth debate with that same pizza pie map and get your ass kicked? If you take that pizza pie map to a debate over the shape of the earth against someone who knows their shit, they're going to make you look stupid. In fact, if you show up to a Globe Cup debate, you're stupid to begin with. All right. So I'm thinking before we get out of here, I might just have to unleash just a little bit of the funk before we say goodbye. All right.
All right. I think I'm going to do one from back in my solo bass Jake days. This is a old funk tune I used to play a long time ago. This one's called Booty Bumpin'. Oh, yeah, baby, I've been feeling lately. Something isn't right. You got me kind of crazy. Got me feeling something. Oh, this is what I know. I have to get that booty bumping. It's like the night before. You know you like it slowly. I get to you fast. When memories fading, I got to make it last. We got to make it last. Got to make it last. Last, 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 last. Oh, it's party time. Woo! Oh, yeah, baby. I've been feeling lately. Something isn't right now. You got me kind of crazy. Got me feeling something. Girl, this is what I know. This party started just like the week before. I know you like it slowly, but I get to you fast. My memories fading. We got to make it last. All night, got to make it last. Oh yeah, got to make it last, 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 last. Oh, that's what I mean. Woo! Only good for three, baby. I've been feeling lately. Something isn't right now. Got me kind of crazy. Got me feeling something. This is what I know. So the bass gets booty bumping, just like the week before. You know you like it slowly. I get to you fast. My memories were fading. I think I'm about to blast. Damn girl, I think I'm about to blast. I think I'm about to blast. Blast, 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 blast. Ooh, that's what I mean. All right, a little bit of booty bumping for you from back in the day. That's some of my old original funk material that I used to perform at open mics here in my old hometown of Modesto, California. All right, good times.
All right. All right, a little bit of booty bump in there. Retro Bill with a donation says, Jake, you made my day seriously. Well, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. And you know what? We've had really good luck today streaming. They haven't messed with the stream today. And so uh, that's been awesome. Hopefully that continues. We weren't so lucky the last time we streamed over on the A-hole channel. It was fidgety and shitty. And every time I got over 200 viewers, they would mess with the stream and then it would immediately just remove 50 viewers. So today, we've been able to make it through, which is nice. And we even covered some semi-controversial topics. So glad you made it out, Retro Bill. I appreciate the donation and glad everyone could be here today to enjoy the stream. I'm thinking I've been talking about this for a long time. I need to set up a set stream schedule. I usually will just go live whenever I feel like it, but I have tampered with the idea in my head of going live on a strategic set time, like maybe 2 to 3 times a week on set days, you know, like twice in the week and then once on the weekend. At the same time and then try and stick to it. That's my main thing, is sticking to it. Because I'll do that for a week and then I'll get lazy and just stop doing it. So sticking to it will be the main thing, because I don't have a set schedule. And so setting a schedule for myself can be hard sometimes because I'm a stoner who set up my life so that I don't have a schedule. So to be like, now you should schedule something, it's like, what? That goes against everything I set up. But I think it might help if I did a stream like every Wednesday and every Friday and every Sunday or some shit like that, you know, every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, something like that. And if I did it at the same time, and I know most people, you know, have some sort of day job, not everyone, but a lot of people have a day job. And then there's people who live across the world who are in a different time zone completely. And then there's people who live just across the country who are only 3 hours difference. And so I have to think of, if I am going to go live every day, what time do I want to go that makes it best for everyone? You know, because over here in the West Coast, if it's 5 p.m., then over in the East Coast, it's 8 p.m. And so trying to find the perfect time where most all my subscribers are going to be around and be able to join us can be a bit tricky, but I'm thinking somewhere around the 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. range Pacific. And it'll be 8 p.m., 9 p.m. range Eastern. And then we do 2 or 3 times a week on a set schedule. And I do it no matter what. So that's something I've been thinking about doing, and I've drugged my feet on it because I like not having a schedule and I like just doing whatever I want whenever I feel like it. However, the time has come and the censorship has uh, reared its ugly head to where it might be beneficial to do a set stream to where all my subs know that on a set day at a set time, that's when I'm going live so that there's no confusion anymore. So that's probably what I need to do. Like I said, being a content creator now, it's getting tougher and tougher. So I've been demotivated by the amount of shenanigans and fuckery from YouTube and the shills and the bullshit and just people stealing my content and making terrible hit pieces about me and then uploading it anonymously. Just all the different shit that I face and see on this platform. There's days where I'm like, screw this. Why do I even do this? And then there's other days where, I have a fun stream with my crew here and we all enjoy it. And it's like, oh yeah, that's why I do this. That's why I do it. Faith says praying for a schedule. I need to do it. I just need to pick a couple days, 2 to 3 days a week, like 2 weekdays and one weekend day, and just make myself do a stream. And I know if I got into it I started doing it religiously, right? Stuck to it, that I could turn it into something more than what I have, which is just I just live stream whenever I feel like it out of nowhere. Florida Todd says time is man-made, keep it random and real. That's what I've been doing this entire time. I've been on YouTube. I haven't ever had like a set time that I stream, but I figure since they're shadow banning my channels and my content, and uh, my audience isn't getting notified, that if they all knew it was going to be me streaming at a certain time, well, then I don't have to worry about notifying everyone. So I can also do like some sort of text messaging deal where I do a mass text message, but then you guys have to get into that program. I have to set something up and then you have to join it. So trying to notify everyone is the problem. They don't notify people that I go live anymore, or very few get notified. And so if I was to go live at, let's say, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, every Tuesday and every Thursday and every Sunday, let's say, then you would know for sure that I'm going to be live for sure at those times. Then you wouldn't have to wonder when the next time Jake's going to go live. So I see good and bad in both of it. Good as far as making content and giving you guys what you want for the most part, but bad as far as me having to schedule that shit and then stick to it. Rose Bellman says my bell never rings. I've heard over the last 6 months, like hardly anyone's getting notified when I put anything out. So over here, I'm like not quite as badly banned as the asshole channel. The asshole channel, uh, it's bad for 40,000 subs, and the amount of subs they've stolen. They really screw me over with the traffic. But what can I do? Just put one foot in front of the other and keep at it. Tom B says we need jakegibson.com. You know what I need is I need like a partner who's really good at all this technological shit. Here's the thing, guys. I'm not a technological guy. I'm a performer and a comedian. And when it comes to tech shit, I'm not good. And you should know that by the fact that I don't even use OBS on my streams, and I drag my feet about going and learning all that, and I need to do that even. So what I would really like is if I had a partner who knew how to run all this shit, who could do a lot of the tech stuff for me while I do the actual show portion of the videos. It would be great. So it would be awesome if I had help, but I don't. It's just me. And any person I need to help me has to be able to like know all the things that I don't know and be really good at it. And I also have to be able to get along with that person and trust that person. And that can be a bitch in and of itself too. Someone's asking about Rockfin. Rockfin is like a subscription style site, and a lot of people don't like it. I'm not on it, and I see a lot of shills channels are on there, and it's basically like a paywall, and so it's I don't know. I'm hesitant to jump on all these new platforms because I feel like it's uh, just another way to censor you from your main core audience. Which, if I built my main core audience here on YouTube, the farther away from my core audience I get, and then I'm having to start over from scratch and try and build it on these other platforms. And in some cases, these other platforms just aren't. There's not enough people there to really grow it. Like I'll see Richie from Boston or Jeff Berwick or Crowhouse Max Egan on BitChute. They'll have 20,000 views on BitChute, and they have hundreds of thousands of subs. These guys on YouTube, or they did, and they got kicked off YouTube, and then they're on BitChute, and they only get maybe 20,000 views, and so your traffic gets significantly reduced. So it sucks that this platform, which is a good template, and it used to be awesome back in the day, it sucks what's become of it. And there'll come a day where we won't be allowed to do this anymore, pretty much anywhere. So we should probably enjoy it while we have it. Uh, Someone asked about Rusty. Yeah, he made a few appearances tonight. He's down here underneath my desk sleeping. But if you go back and watch the stream earlier, I actually started the stream with Rusty. So if you go back to the very beginning, Rusty makes an appearance, and then somewhere in the middle, he makes another appearance. So he's been out a few times tonight. Now he's underneath my desk sleeping. All right, guys, we've been on here for over 2 hours, and I'm getting a little tired. I've pretty much said what I wanted to say tonight, and so I'm thinking I'll go ahead and get off here, and uh, maybe I'll do my next stream over on the asshole channel, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get this same quality we did tonight. We'll see. Guess it depends on what I talk about. All right, guys. So until next time, this is Jake Gibson, Jake the A-hole, and my dog Rusty, saying have a wonderful evening, and we'll catch you next time. And thank you for all you guys being here. Thank you for everyone who donated. Thank you to all my mods. Thank you to everyone. And if I missed your comment, I go back and watch the replay and read and look at everyone's comments. So if I missed your comment live, I will go back and read your comment in the replay. So I'll see every single person's comment. And feel free to comment, of course, down below when the video's over, and hit my main channel with a subscribe button if you haven't, or my BitChute channel. If you want to see uncensored content and you want to get some merch, it's all below. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Have a wonderful evening. Peace.